We're here in Caritas in downtown to interview homeless people and see their perspective on homelessness.
Caritas is a homeless shelter. As you can see, that there's a large homeless population here.
In our Jamaat, there is a negative perspective on homeless people. So we are here to change their perspective and give them another insight on what homeless people are actually about.
This is their share project. I'm their teacher, Asen, and we're now going to interview homeless people to get their perspectives on life.
What is your name?
Willard Jenkins.
Colleen.
My name's John.
Ronald Strange.
And can you tell us how you got into the situation?
Like I said, I lost my dad in 2013. I was staying with my dad and at my grandparents' house. So his sister and them decided to take over. So I had got fed up and I just moved here to try to relocate. So it's taking a little longer, but hey, I like Austin.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
I was born in Ohio, spent my formative years in Nebraska, went to college at Florida State, moved to Houston, Texas with Continental Airlines, worked with Continental in Houston, based out of Houston for 10 years as flight attendant, then another 6 out of New York. New York, I went into a completely different aspect. I ended up being a personnel manager for a company. That company, my boss didn't like to pay me on time. And that's great if you're living somewhere that rent's not $1,200 a month, but if you're living somewhere $1,200 a month, you're kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
I moved to Austin unemployed, and I was living in a student housing project, not a project, but an actual student housing community, and I was not able to find work because everything I was applying for, I was overqualified for. And then while I was in the housing, I woke up one morning and I couldn't stand up and ended up in Breckenridge for 2 months, and they couldn't figure out what's wrong with me, and they diagnosed me with peripheral neuropathy.
Okay.
So at that point, I hadn't been able to pay my rent. I wasn't able to go on job interviews, and so next thing you know, they essentially took me from Breckenridge to the Salvation Army to give me a place to stay.
I had gotten in a bad relationship, and it just went, it found me getting out of that relationship and finding myself here because the simple fact is I had no one else that cared. I felt like I had no one else that cared. But
Really, parole. You know, when you do a crime, no matter what the reason are behind you doing the crime, it kind of blackballs you to certain. You can't deny that there's jobs in Austin, you know, but they're not hiring if you have a criminal record. For insurance purposes. I understand it. It's just that not helping me in. See, I can't. Hilton is hiring, but I can't work at the Hilton because I'm working around people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they insurance won't cover it. So that is what's got me in my situation.
Do you feel safe in like your current environment?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Why not?
It's because of. I've been jumped on. I got jumped the other day just for, no apparent reason. People are out here, some people out here in misery, and some people have been out here for so long, so they stuck in their misery. And when they see other people happy, they try to, bring them down, in their pity party, which me, it don't concern me, I'm just here to seek housing and try to better my future and my life, Yeah, I feel safe.
So do you have any more friends besides like your wife and your...
Half of those guys down over there are somewhat of friends sometime if they're not into their self-indulgence, but not really, no. If you mean a friend like you can count on, no.
Do you feel safe in this current surrounding?
I feel as safe as you can because I have been at the Salvation Army and I spend time at the Arch. The people that are around the area know me, and for reasons maybe because I'm in the wheelchair or maybe just because they do know me, they don't seem to cause me problems. Yeah.
I don't. I would rather get myself out of it. I work. That's why I work. Because this is not me, and I don't feel safe around it. Because I've gotten myself to where I've got on crack. But that's not me. And I told myself this morning, enough is enough. Because that's not where God wants me to be.
Do you have a family?
Of course. What you mean, a immediate family like aunts, uncles, or do you mean a wife and kids?
Both.
Like I've told you, I've just had a baby, and I know I'm homeless having a baby. Bang, shoot me, kill me. It's done now. You know, can't do nothing about it now. But you can talk all you want, but she's here. So
I do. My parents are in Florida. They're retired, and my brother's in Baltimore.
Do you still maintain connections with them? Or?
I do. They're just not sure what to do with me. And they're not sure how to help because they don't want to necessarily give me money because they have a connotation that the homeless people are drug addicts or alcoholics.
Yeah.
And so they want to figure out how to help, but not in a way that is going to do myself more damage in case I am a habitual user. So, yeah. So.
I mean, I have family, but a lot of my family don't care about me. It's just, I mean, I have uncles that help me a lot when I call them, or other than that, I mean, I've lost my mom and dad. I've got an 18-year-old son. I mean, that I've never seen in my life. I mean, but it is. I mean.
So where is your son?
He's in Houston, Texas, right now with his mom. Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of family, do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have one sister.
Do you know where she is?
Yeah, she lives 2 hours from here. Yeah.
All right.
Is she supportive of you? And
No.
Have y'all met recently? Like talked at all?
I haven't seen my sister in 2 years.
Okay. All right. All right. What makes you sad?
Holidays, most part. Some days I have my bad, some days I have my good, because I lost my mom and my father several years back. I lost my mom in 2011, lost my dad in 2013. So sometimes I get depressed and think about them. I'll be down and out and think about them.
the helplessness of it all. No matter how much you fight and struggle, you still don't meet it. That
Like, how has this changed your outlook on life and how sometimes it can suck and sometimes?
Well, the first thing I think that you really need to know is not to judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
I mean, you have absolutely no idea what happened to somebody, what is going to happen to somebody, and so you kind of change your mind frame quite a lot. You also get really weird about making sure you try to maintain your best look and whether it's both physical and mental, because you don't really want people to go, oh, look at that homeless person. You want them to think, okay, you're an actual person. Mm-hmm. I mean, you might not be dressing the part, and you might be hanging out in an area of town that people know is homeless, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means I hit some bad luck. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I am at with all that.
makes me strong, to tell you the truth. Makes me keep fighting. And it's not that I don't make money and I don't work. It's that cost of living in Austin, as you guys know, is sky high. You can make $8, $9, $10 an hour and you're not gonna cut it. I'm sorry, you're not. You need a partner. You need somebody to help you if you want to live comfortably. So that is a big problem too.
Well, I mean, it's this is making me stronger, because the simple fact is, this is not me. But it's like, without God and life, I wouldn't have what I have today.
Do you wish the homeless community was more supported? And
Yeah, to a certain extent, not stereotyping, but to the ones that are trying to better themselves and to the ones that are trying to get off the street. Because you got some of them that are not. You got some of them that are stuck in their addictions and they're comfortable where they're at,
All right. Do you have any friends here?
No, I don't.
No friends?
No, these ain't my friends.
do you wish the homeless community was supported more?
It depends on what you mean by support. We need help like jobs, training. We don't need you to come give us stuff all the time. We need help to get out of the situation we're in. I know maybe the funding not there. I don't understand it. You can spend that money on training and funding, job opportunities to help us out. That's what we need.
So, what emotions have you like overcame through this? Like, have you gone through depression? Have you just had like a very optimistic view of all of this?
I'm a realist to the point where I try to be optimistic, but if I'm trying to be optimistic all the time, I'm kind of lying to myself.
Yeah.
Because if I don't let myself be sad, then I'm going to end up being really sad at a very inappropriate time. And that might lead me to say, if I'm out here at night and all of a sudden I decide to have a crying panic attack, I'm going to get hurt. So I better keep my focus on things besides,
Yeah.
Just a safety thing about it too.
What emotions did you overcome? Like, what emotions when you became homeless? What happened? Like, your emotions?
I mean, it's just like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I got very emotionally, but without, I mean, I know without God, I wouldn't have what I have today. And you know, I get very emotionally because of the simple fact is, I have to be here at the Arch, but I don't be.
Now, what emotions have you overcome during this?
Rage and frustration.
So, how do you think people perceive not just homeless people, but just you in general, like you specifically?
I think if they spend at least 5 minutes talking to me, they generally like me, and they oftentimes think, "How did this happen to you?"
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest one is, why you? Why did this happen to you? And I hate to say it that way, but yeah.
So, how do you think people perceive you or perceive homeless people?
Like they're just, bums. They don't care about themselves, or they don't want to help themselves. They're drunks, or they're nasty people.
Yeah. So, how does that make you feel?
It really makes me, it makes me sick because knowing I'm homeless, but I'm only homeless for a reason.
Yeah.
What are other ways we could help you, or anyone could help you? Others.
Like I said, affordable housing. Let me pay $800 a month. Something I can work with, guys. I can't do $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for one. I can't do it. I can't.
So, as you can see, the conceptions of the homeless are really misconstrued.
With the video, we hope to change your guys' perception and kind of change how people think of them.
We hope that you take this negative connotation of homeless people out of your minds. So, thank you.
Thank you for watching our video.